Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Getter Official. If your PC is stuck on preparing automatic repair, or your PC did not start correctly, and it feels like Windows is holding your system hostage, then this video is exactly for you. Because right now, someone has probably already told you the most dangerous advice possible, just format Windows. But what if I tell you, in most cases, that is completely unnecessary? Today, I'm going to show you how professionals actually troubleshoot the automatic repair loop, step by step, from the safest fixes to the advanced ones, and I'll clearly tell you which step should be your last option. Important warning. Don't skip ahead. One small mistake can make things worse, but if you follow this video properly, there's a very high chance your Windows will boot again without data loss. Before fixing anything, let's understand one important thing. Automatic repair is not an error. It's a recovery environment that Windows enters when it fails to boot normally. This means Windows is still there. Your data is usually still safe. Something is simply blocking the boot process. That something could be the bad driver, a corrupted update, the startup service, a damaged system file, or a broken bootloader. And that's exactly why formatting immediately is the worst possible move. Also, this video assumes your hard drive is working, RAM is healthy, no major hardware failure. If you recently added new RAM, GPU, SSD, or USB devices, disconnect everything except keyboard, mouse, and system drive first. When you see that your PC did not start correctly screen, the first thing to try is very simple. Click Restart. Yes, it sounds stupid, but sometimes a failed update, a power interruption, or a one-time boot glitch can trigger automatic repair even when nothing is broken. If it boots, congratulations. If it comes back to the same screen, now we start real troubleshooting. Now we test whether Windows itself works. Go to Advanced Options, Troubleshoot. Advanced Options. Startup Settings. Restart. When the list appears, press 4 for Safe Mode. If Safe Mode does not load, that tells us something important. Windows has deeper issues. But if Safe Mode does load, this is great news. It means Windows core files are okay. The problem is software-based. Formatting is almost never needed here. Once inside Safe Mode, press Windows plus R. Type msconfig. Open System Configuration. Now choose Diagnostic Startup. This disables third-party services, startup programs, non-essential drivers. Restart the PC normally. If Windows boots successfully now, your issue is confirmed. A startup app or service was blocking Windows. You can later re-enable services one by one to identify the culprit. If Windows still fails, it may be blue screening before you even see it. This creates dump files. Using a tool like Blue Screen View from another PC plus USB. Open Crash Dumps. Look for driver names. GPU, storage, or chipset drivers are common offenders. Example. If display driver is listed, open Device Manager. Uninstall GPU driver. Install fresh driver later. This step alone fixes many automatic repair loops. Back in Advanced Options. Now go to Troubleshoot. Then go to Advanced Option. Startup Repair. Try it once. Sometimes it works. Usually it doesn't, but it's safe. System Restore. If you're lucky and restore points exist. Restore to last working date. This can instantly fix the loop. Sadly, many systems don't have Restore enabled, but always check. Now we repair Windows offline. Open Command Prompt from Advanced Options. Then from here there is a few different things that you can try. For one, I would make sure that your C drive is actually accessible. This is probably one that you should have tried a little bit earlier. But if we go ahead and run a directory on our C drive, as you can see, I am at least getting files, right? So you want to make sure that you have the Windows directory, you have your program files, your things of that nature that you know should be on your main primary drive. So if those files are there, then you know at least you have a C drive. If you go to run a directory and it says it can't run a directory or that the drive isn't formatted, well then that's probably the reason why it's not booting into Windows, because there isn't a Windows to boot into. But either way, hopefully it comes back to you just like this. And if it does, go ahead and run check disk. Then we're going to use the /F switch and tell Windows exactly which drive we want to check, and in almost every case, that's going to be the C drive. So we'll go ahead and run that command. Now, when you press enter, Windows may tell you that the scan can't run because the volume is currently in use. That usually happens because we're technically operating on the same drive at the moment. When you see this message, just select no, then return back to the X drive, and run the exact same command again. From there, check disk will start normally without any issues. Just make sure you're running it from a different drive context. Go ahead and let the scan complete. This process can take some time, depending on your drive size and condition. Once it finishes, we're not actually done yet. Now, some of you might be wondering why I didn't use the /R switch, which is also an option. The /R switch does everything /F does, but it also performs a surface scan and marks bad sectors if it finds any. From my experience, using /R in this situation doesn't significantly increase your success rate, especially on modern SSDs. The /F switch is usually more than enough. If you're working with an older mechanical hard drive that's been around for years, then /R might make sense. But for SSDs, /F is typically the better choice. Once that's done, we're going to move on to the system file checker, and this part is very important, so follow closely. First, we'll run SFC normally using SFC/scannow. However, this alone is not enough. A lot of people stop here, but doing that only scans the recovery environment files, not the actual Windows installation that won't boot. What we need to do is scan the offline Windows installation. To do that, we'll specify the offline boot directory and the Windows directory. This tells System File Checker to scan the actual Windows installation on the C drive. Once you run this command, let it finish completely. It may take several minutes. When it's done, you'll get one of three results: no issues found and repaired, or issues found but unable to be repaired. Depending on the result, your next step will change. If it says no integrity violations were found, that's technically good news, but it also means system files aren't what's preventing Windows from booting. If it says files were found and fixed, you might be back in Windows after a restart. But if it says files were found and couldn't be repaired, then we need to fix the source image that SFC relies on. This is where DISM comes in. DISM repairs the Windows image that System File Checker uses as a reference. If that image is corrupted, SFC can't fix anything. Once DISM finishes successfully, you must run SFC again. You can't skip this step. Only after rerunning SFC can you determine whether system file corruption was the real problem. Now, if none of this works, we're running out of recovery options. There is one final method left, and there's a reason I saved it for last. If this step fails, you'll lose access to the built-in Windows recovery environment. That's why I strongly recommend creating a Windows installation USB on another computer before continuing. At this stage, you're very close to needing it anyway. What we're about to do is completely rebuild the Windows bootloader from scratch. This method has successfully fixed automatic repair loops for me multiple times. We'll use diskpart to identify the EFI partition, temporarily assign it a drive letter, format it correctly, and then rebuild the boot files using bcdboot. This process sounds scary, but when done correctly, it's extremely effective. Once the bootloader is rebuilt, we'll remove the temporary drive letter and reboot the system. If everything goes right, Windows should boot normally. If it doesn't, the automatic repair loop will usually stop, and instead you'll see a blue screen error. which is actually helpful because now you can see the exact stop code causing the failure. If Windows still refuses to boot after all of this, then unfortunately, a reinstall may be unavoidable. At that point, use a live USB to back up your data first. And if you do get back into Windows, the very first thing I recommend is performing a repair install and enabling system restore so you're protected if this ever happens again. So at this point, if your system successfully boots back into Windows, do not relax just yet. The very first thing you should do is run a repair install. This will replace any damaged system files and also restore the Windows recovery environment that we had to rebuild during troubleshooting. After that, make sure you enable system restore, because one small update or driver issue can put you right back into this situation if you're not protected. Now, if your system still refuses to boot even after all these steps, then unfortunately, a clean Windows reinstall may be the only option left. But the important thing is this: you didn't jump straight to formatting. You tried every realistic software-based fix first, and that alone can save data, time, and a lot of frustration. Before reinstalling, always use a bootable USB or live environment to back up your important files. If this video helped you break the automatic repair loop or even saved you from formatting your PC, make sure to hit the like button, because it really helps the channel. Subscribe to TechGetter Official for more real-world Windows fixes, troubleshooting guides, and tech solutions that actually work. And if you're still stuck, drop a comment below with your error message or stop code. I'll try to guide you in the right direction. Thanks for watching.